All right. Oh, you suck so hardcore. Oh, you suck. Oh, look at those temperatures. 39? 39 in retaliation for suggesting a phantom reset. That was mean. I'll never do it again. That was extra mean.
Coverage all the way to the Southern Environmental Observatory.
You already forgot about it?
It's all thanks to Sam. His injuries have completely healed.
You got your own
too.
theories. Okay, good.
Dead man, by way of Hartman's heart.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
Okay, so they do know, apparently.
And I know Sam's body better than just about anyone.
What do you mean by that, sir?
No need to worry.
Huh? How do you know his body better than anyone else?
Thanks to it.
I know that's a part of it, right? Didn't they do that with NBC musicals? Maybe. And I know you have like the Dick Van Dyke. Is it Dick Van Dyke? No, the New Year's Eve. Somebody's rocking New Year's Eve. Not Dick Van Dyke's rocking New Year's Eve. You guys know. You guys remember Dick Van Dyke's rocking New Year's Eve? Remember that, right? What was his name? That guy is rocking New Year's Eve. Rock thick. Oh my gosh. Come on, Santa. Use your elf strength. Call upon the strength of the elf gods. Okay. Holy cow, you have no idea how thick this plastic is. I mean, it is. That is the thickest plastic. That is never degrading. You think I can get him? Do I believe enough in you that you believe in me to believe in myself back again? If I had fallen and died right there, that would have been so funny. That would have been a hilarious clip, but I was competent, so nothing funny happened. For the first time in my life. But gumming up the works. Woo! Woo! What's up, fellas? Bye! Peace out! Nailed it. Nailed it. That's what we call a Norman Reedus ride. Get it, like the TV show? You get it. You get it. For Christmas. I forgot. Santa's gonna go get ready for Christmas, and I'll see you down your chimney in just 4 short nights. Hi. What's up? Benevolent leader, please don't judge me, but I've always wanted to eat a meal made of... No, I'll lose faith. No, I'll lose faith. I don't care. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna follow that line. Did you see that? I don't remember. I wonder aid in like constructing something maybe? The old and rich folk need to sit down and let the energized younger folk take over. Absolutely, it's time, you know? What was boost? That's jump. Nope, that's get out. With the music, that was very funny. What was boost? And a respected geophysicist blew the whistle on what he claimed to be the biggest cover-up ever instituted by Earth government. Oh, the discovery of an artifact or a marker which proved beyond any doubt that there's alien life in the universe. That's not what they're hiding. Stop. That's not what they're hiding. That isn't the cover-up. Sorry, I hate to say it. We all know what they're covering up. We all know. We know. Join the Texas Non-Bebo and Chat law firm. We'll fight for you. I forgot to, hang on, let me change this. Hold on. Okay, let's do this again. We'll fight for you. All right, I won't keep you in an infinite time loop here. This ain't Groundhog's Day. That's actually coming up in a couple weeks. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-work coffee hour. We're now with audio. Now with added audio, without 2 days worth of no audio. Everything seems to be working right. I guess I just got to pay attention to my mixer down here. I've gotten so spoiled that everything has worked so well that I haven't even thought about glancing at my mixer, you know? Turn that up a little bit. Turn that up. Anyway, welcome. Ursa, congratulations for becoming the Phantom Menace this morning 150 times. Nice. You know, Reaper's been getting a lot. But I'm not even sure that 150 is a lot to catch up to. Still need like 100 something more to even be in the running, right, Reaper? Thank you for clocking in. Also, Reaper, hello. Good morning. Thank you for clocking in. Does everything sound okay? Do I sound too loud? Not loud enough? Yada, yada. I do look like I'm in the yellow, but I think I'm typically in the yellow. Mute, hello. Thank you for clocking in as well. Good morning. Happy Thursday, guys. January 29th. Happy Thursday. Man, this week has been kind of long, I think. Because it was such a whiplash of a week. What with the ice and then potentially missing most streams this week to being here most days now. That's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Mike has been playing Cult of Lamb. Mike Divider. Mike Div. His first run, he kept butchering the dead followers and feeding us to the rest of the cult. Oh man, I should have gotten in there. I think I saw him playing that and I was like, ooh, I should go in there. And then I got busy with something else because of life, you know? Work. Ugh. Gross. Fed you to the rest of the cult. We all ended up dead. That's the thing with that game, man. You can't get too attached to your followers. It's like it demands. The god of the Cult of the Lamb demands a sacrifice, you know. You can't get too attached. Rookie move right there, you know. How you guys doing today? Yeah, I slept like a rock last night. Oh, you know, you have one of those sleeps where you just wake up, and you're like, oh God. When I wake up, I don't know if you guys can relate to this. I'll swap over to the Lego table here for a little bit. Amidst my, gosh, I have so much still to sort. I get like really existential dread in the mornings. Okay, hang on, wait. Stick with me here. I get like, yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Like it's usually instantly upon waking up. I get like this sense of like impending doom. Anybody else, or do I need to see somebody about this? It does seem like everything kind of like hits me first thing in the morning. It only lasts a couple of minutes. And only, you know, usually when I swing my legs over the side of the bed, I'm good to go, you know? But anybody else, or is this just a me thing? Please, somebody tell me. Almost the end of the week. It is. It is. And we're going to be... Ooh. Let's check the weather, shall we? There's something I've been working on kind of casually. Do I have it here? I do kind of have it. I don't know if I want to show this to you guys yet or not. I don't have the weather one set. Oh, I do actually have the weather one set up. You know what? I think I'm gonna spoil something for you guys right now, because I don't know when I'm gonna be able to actually execute on this. And I don't think it's done just yet. In fact, I don't know what state this is in. I'm about to turn something on and I don't remember where I left it. You know, ADHD and whatnot. All right, let me get set up here. All right. Well, on this fine Thursday morning, January 29th, 2026, let's take it to the weather and see exactly what it's going to be like today. Wait, I do have music for this. Hold on. All right. is way too low. Can you guys hear that music at all? Hold on. This will be worth it, I promise. This is something I want to get custom music for. I really want to get like I want to get an actual musician to like make me some music. Why is that so way down? There we go. Oh yeah. I want to get like a weather theme music for. Ah, shoot. Yeah, see, I didn't leave it. Hold on. Move me, not the suit. All right, we're gonna throw it over to the weatherman here this morning. You can see my hands there don't make any sense, but it's the easiest way to put me in a suit. Let's check the weather, shall we, everybody? Let's see here in the state of TX. It is currently here at 6:06 a.m. Come on, low, dang it. 33 degrees. 33 degrees. Not bad, because the high today gonna be 55. 55? This to me, I think, is like the perfect temperature. Chilly in the morning. You need a jacket. You gotta have a little jacket on. But then like in the afternoon, I'll probably have some windows open around about noon or so. Let that house burp. You hear about this house burping thing everybody's been talking about? And then tomorrow, kind of similar, a little bit cooler. Saturday is getting cold again. But then Sunday, we're back kind of up to the 50s and 60s. And then we're 50, 60, 63, 57, 55, 67. So we are golden. We're golden after this. I mean, the last of the ice will be gone today. For what little there was. A house burp? You've never heard of the house burp? Everybody on TikTok's been talking about it. You know how that goes. Where you open your windows. We used to just call it, opening a window and getting some air. But, we're going up, up, up. We are going up, 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 up. What about your area? Anybody have an area they want me to shout out? Obviously, you don't dox your entire city, but if you wanted me to look up a random location, actually there's a random weather thing. Random weather generator. Huh? Wait a minute. What is this? Oh, this is gonna be for like your. Oh, it's gonna be for like your D&D stuff. You're not gonna see this yet. Hold, please. One of these days, I'm gonna figure this out. This is like a little weather generator for, like your D&D. Climate, temperatures, a season, supernatural weather. Yes, no. It's not exactly what I was thinking of. I was like, give me oh yeah, Indianapolis. Sorry, I'm typing one-handed there. And hold on, let me go off of this real quick just to make sure I don't get actually doxed here. Here we go, the Weather Channel. Because I don't know if it's gonna have my location at the top. Just making sure. Okay. All right, so here's a completely random weather. Oh wait, I gotta go back to. I don't have this scene fully thought out yet. I gotta go back to my weather guy, and then I need to add a source. Now add a source. Should be a window capture. It would be so much easier. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. I'm not ready. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't. I just need to copy it. Much easier just to copy it. All right, hold on. Control V. Control V. It's not working. Dang it. Hi, Persephone. How you doing? Hang on. I'm doing something. Hold on. Don't look at this. Stop looking. Where's the copy? We only have a minute left on the song. Where's the freaking copy? Why is copy? Oh, is it because it's locked? There we go. You can't copy a locked source for some reason. Stop looking. Stop. Okay, here we go. Paste. Here we go. How come it's not here? There we go. There it is. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, there we go. Hey, there's our weather. There's the weather. He got it. This is first day on the job. It's first day on the job here. Let's make it just a tad smaller. All right, so weather here today in the beautiful, beautiful city of Indianapolis, Indiana. Completely random city. Not connected in any way. It is currently it's gonna be 17 degrees. Where's like this is the 10 day. So 17 degrees at night. It's gonna be -3. Brr, the UV index is 0 out of 11. I don't know what that means. I should look up what all these mean. I know when moon set. I know what moon set is, and that it's waxing gibbous. I know that. And here's our 10-day forecast for Indianapolis on Friday. It's gonna be 18 degrees with a low of 1. But then Saturday, things are warming up. 19 degrees as a high with a low of 3. And then we're back up to 25 on Sunday, 26 on Monday, 20. It just by one digit climbs up. 27, 29, back to 26, up to 31, down to 28, down to 25, up to 26, down. So I'm cold. It's going to be cold, and looks like, yeah, there is more snow coming in the forecast here. Mostly cloudy with a little bit, some snow showers. Ew. But that's Indianapolis. You guys want us to do Minneapolis. All right, let's see. Minneapolis. That's a code for a small Apollos. I can't get it. Okay. Come on. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Come on, where are you? Why is it not showing up? Am I spelling it right? You know what I'm going to do? It's because I was joking around calling it Minneapolis, and it was in my freaking... okay, anyway. Oh, here you go. Hold on. I don't have a key for this yet. This is going so well. This is where I really should have rolled this out when I didn't have it, when I wasn't done with it. Censorship, exactly. I'm being censored, and that's exactly what's happening here. All right, here we go. There we go. It is currently 9 degrees with a low of -3. So like actually pretty close to Indianapolis, really. That's actually pretty wild. Indy is unseasonably cold, I guess. There's water on my lip. 9 degrees, low of -3. Brr, it's bitterly cold. Tomorrow on Friday is going to be 11 degrees with a low of -4, but mostly sunny, so things will probably start warming up here a little bit. Oh, but you're getting the snow showers again on Sunday. Be prepared for that. A high of 25, low of 12. So it will probably stick around for a while. We're not getting above freezing again until the next Friday. And then you're going to dip back below freezing again. So any snow and ice that's around, expect it to stay for quite a while. Moonrise, 5:16 a.m. All right, let's send it back to the studio here. Let me see. Can I do this? Send it back to the studio. Thank you so much. All right. We're back to the studio. I don't have the scene completed yet either. I'm supposed to be sitting like right here. There we go. There we go. My co-host over here, Bebo. My co-host over here. He'll be screening your calls. I kind of forgot how much I've finished on this scene, actually. This is kind of ready to go. The only thing it needs is a station logo. I really did not plan on like dropping this today. I just... I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna actually make this happen. Let me just do it. I think I need to be a little bit bigger, don't I, for that chair? No problems being bigger here, am I right? There we go. I'll fit the chair a little bit better. Nice and cozy. Well, guys, I don't know. That's a couple of things that I'm working on. I had that idea a while back, actually. And it's just been something in the back burner. Can I flip myself? Let me think here. The problem is if I flip, I could figure out a way to do it. I just don't think I could do it on the fly. Because if I flip myself here, I'm gonna flip myself everywhere. Well, no, I'll flip myself everywhere I use the green screen. So I guess it's not the end of the world. So you want me to sit like this? Does that look better? So the problem is that'll flip me just about everywhere I use the green screen. So unless I make it its own scene, which isn't a problem, I guess. So that one happens there. The X-Wing, I'll be flipped in the X-Wing. I guess that's not bad. Whoa, you don't get that. You didn't pay for that. You didn't pay for that. Yeah. Does anyone recognize this set? Or is it just me? Okay, here I can turn that studio music off. Anybody recognize it? Yeah, it was okay. I think the only time it'll be weird is if I'm wearing like some kind of text on my shirt. It'll be flipped, but who cares? WKRP. You know what? I don't know the station logo. WKRP in Cincinnati. No. Is that News Radio? Is that the one? Oh, that was actually just the whole show, WKRP in Cincinnati. Frasier, there you go. It's the Frasier radio station. He doesn't know what to do with these tossed salads and scrambled eggs. I gotta say, for an older show, this is KACL 780 AM. I gotta say, Frasier, it's not that bad. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked Frasier. That's where Turkey Drop started. Turkey Drop. What is Turkey Drop? This is kind of a neat little scene to hang out in too, I think. I guess I've probably been a little lax on like ideas for what to use the scene for. Weather makes sense, right? I think for weather, Koro, hello Koro. Thanks for clocking in. We were just checking out. I need to figure out something for this. I think for weather, maybe I'll make the suit a little like, maybe I'll put it down here and then put myself kind of down a little bit. Maybe make my head bigger. That's what I need, right? Right, Koro? There we go. I need a bigger head. There we go. There we go. Koro was late. Anyone want to be a mod? You don't want to be a mod anymore? Because I don't know what a turkey drop. What's a turkey drop? All right, should we look into what a turkey drop is? All right, fine. Hold on. You know, this could be... I forgot how much I like this scene. Why did I not just do this? Koro's late. Tisk tisk. Oh, well. I need a bigger head. No space, dang it. No space. Okay, this is another thing I wanted to look at, actually. Over here I have Mix It Up running. I could have sworn I added both of those. I could have sworn I added both. And if I haven't, I think I'm going to add it right now. Do you guys mind if I just do some stream maintenance on stream with you all? Is that cool? We haven't touched the Lego. I promise it's here, but I'm just going to do some stream maintenance with you guys here. I hope that's cool. Hello, Cozy Valkyrie. How you doing? So currently I'm messing around with some stream stuff, but I'm doing some sorting. I have a giant collection that is in desperate need of sorting. And so that's kind of what we're doing, but I'm also checking on something for our quote system real quick. Commands. Is it because... Oh, here we go. Is it because it's a yeah, because it's a pre-made command. So could I... Oh, that's why. Okay, because it's a pre-made command. Wait. Here's the thing. I don't think you can have a command that has a space in it by its own nature. No, yeah, because you can do set game and then space and then quote space quotes. Okay. Okay, fine, Bebo. Interesting. Okay, well then I don't know how to do this on the fly. Never mind. Never mind. I'll figure it out. Eventually. How you doing, Valkyrie? I'm going to need you, Lutz and Sorted, to have the same quote command. That's what I agree. I wanted it to be both. Like, I wanted it to be you could do it regardless of which one. It seems it's not as simple as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. So does Sorty... What is Lutz? Tell me what Lutz's and Sorty's are. Does that mean they both have the space? Are all three of us different? You know, I started using this thing. This Mix It Up bot over here. Because that was like the industry standard. Everybody was using it. Then Lutz had to get fancy and start using his own. Shortly after I adopted it, because I was like, great, this will be great. Spooky told me this is good. I'm going to start using this. I can run things by him. I can ask him how he set things up. He stopped using it. And I don't know what Sorty uses. It's not fair, you know? Quote, add. Yeah, okay. Oh, they do quote first and then add? Well, so like, the problem is if you do quote exclamation, it's thinking it's going to find a quote. So I think it's going to have to be add first. Anyway. Well, yeah. Well, there you go. If you guys were here early, you got to see some of the fun stuff I've been working on. I set that scene up probably a year ago and have just not really utilized it. Send me your best ideas for what you want the Frasier scene to be. I can give advice there. The weather scene's pretty easy. I might just make a redeem for like, tell me the weather, weatherman. What's the weather boy? And you can either pick like your location without doxing yourself or a different, a random location. I am using Mix It Up. Mix It Up. That's what everybody was using. And then I started using it and everybody moved to a different one. At least that's how it felt, Doing all right. Just got back from a walk with my dog. Now I'm going to do some admin and house stuff. That sounds great. I have a daunting collection here to sort, but I'm getting there. Had to take a shower. Why the sad face? Do you not like them? Showers are great. I do agree that they're kind of like a time commitment, though. Even if they're not long, it's like, it is a lot. Sorry for not stinking up the chat. Thank you for not stinking up the chat. I appreciate that. Well, let's see. Thursday. I can't believe we went from not having any, barely any streams this week to a full week. I don't know what next week is going to be like yet. I don't know yet. I'll probably have a sense today or tomorrow, hopefully. So I'll let you guys know. Because the only reason I got away with it this week is the weather. Otherwise, I would have been in the office a lot this week. It's kind of like when you take a walk and you're like, I got to take a walk for my stupid mental health and physical health. And then I do it and I feel better. Dang it. It's kind of like that. It's like I go into the freaking office. It's going to be great for my career. People are going to love to see me. They're going to be so nice and they're going to talk to me about how my weekend was. Dang it. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to end up making more money. Anyway, I'm so mad. Outside of the streaming, if it wasn't for the streaming stuff, I would be completely fine. I'd be like, this is great, actually. I'm ready. I don't, the act of going back to the office, I don't care. It's the losing this time with you all that is really kind of biting me in the butt, you know? That's what really matters. Yeah, it's been like 6 years, Valkyrie. I've been working from home 6 years, and they finally were like, okay. And they kept telling us, like, we're not going to make any change to this unless, like, you know, maybe we have, like, a really bad year and, like, we really need to start, like, focusing, or we're going to have to start making cuts. I mean, I guess to be fair, we haven't cut any jobs, so that's nice, you know, in this economy. That worries me every single day, though. Get very worried about that. Good morning, Coleman. How are you? But yeah, 6 years. And I even asked him, I said, so this is what we were told, that, like, we're not going to make any changes until it stops working. Like, you know, are we good? Is there anything, I said, is there anything we should know? And my VP was like, no, he's like, we've actually had like a really good year so far. Things are looking pretty good. Like, that is not, as far as I am aware, that was not considered in the decision. And I said, okay, cool, thanks. Just wanted to know. And then, you know, off mic, I'm like, okay, cool. So they lied. Oh, so they lied. So they lied to us. Like, I told my boss that. I said, it just feels like I'm an adult. We're all adults here. Just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll wager. I'll like weigh whether or not that it's worth me staying with the job, right? That's what you do as an adult. You weigh, like, okay, this decision that they made, I may not like it. How much do I not like it? Do I want to find another job? Yada yada, you know. But it's like, but don't just drag me around. Tell me the truth. Like, you know, be real. Let's be real. Don't tell me one thing that, like, oh, it's because of this, and then later on I find out it's not because of that. You know, that just feels really scummy. Yeah, I don't know, Valkyrie. You always think, yeah, corporate America is like cutthroat and ruthless, and, you know, only worried about the bottom line, but not my company. But my company is not immune. It is a giant corporation, so I'm not like surprised, you know. Coleman T16. How you doing, Coleman? Welcome. Oh no, you're gonna have access to a fancy salad bar. How terrible. It's so true. The food there is actually pretty good. And they've been talking about, some people have been talking about petitioning for, like, they should really just, like, give us free lunch for on the days we're in. I don't think they're going to go for that. But even if they don't, the lunch there is stupid cheap. Like, literally, like, $5 to $6. You know, you could be better. What's up? What's up, buddy? It's cold season. Ugh. I'm a business systems analyst. Sorry. A senior business systems analyst. It's kind of a role that's half analyst, half IT. Kind of. Not full IT, and also not a fully an analyst. So it's kind of like, I have a weird specialty that isn't super transferable. Some of it is, but also a lot of it is replaceable by AI. But we're working on launching a new platform here for our buying software. And I'm going to be a very critical key component in that, I've been told, which is kind of nice to hear. So I do think I have the ability here to, like, kind of ride something to retirement, really. Like, it's a huge deal. It's something that's going to be in use at our company for probably decades, if not centuries. It's a big, big, big deal. So it's kind of like, I could kind of ride this thing. Aye, analyst. Make sure you say analyst. Not the other one. That $5 to $7 could be free. I agree. I think if they're making us come in, they should say, you know what, guys, we're gonna. It's like a third party that does our cafe. So it's like, you know what, we're gonna just foot the bill for the cafe. I think that's fair, you know. But I get if they don't, it's not the end of the world for me. Like, it is cheap enough, and you don't have to go anywhere, and you don't have to think about what am I gonna bring for lunch. You can just like show up, and there's gonna be something healthy for you there, you know. Yeah, we did already actually. We brought it up at our town hall, and they said they would consider it. They look into it and see what they can do. My VP said that's a great idea. I'll see what I can do, but it definitely won't be up to him. So we'll see. We'll see. That title sounds so much more important than I really am, but you know. They love their titles over there, especially senior. There's no junior to me, but I am a senior. You're commuting, but here, be safe, Spooky Deer. Thanks for clocking in. And go clock in at your real job. Spooky Deer has to get back to his job. I have to go back to my job. It's the end of an era. And 2026 is such a year of change, at least for me. And I hope for a lot of people. Because I think we need it. I think we need to, again, like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Guys, literally, if I didn't do this stream, I would be kind of like, I like work from home, but I would be kind of excited about this. It is really only the stream that is making me go like, I don't mind being in the office. I'm about to be a senior citizen. It's so true. I'm entering my twilight years. Not because I'm old, but because I'm going to watch Twilight. You're going to be applying for a job? Tell me more. I don't know if you might have said that and I just either didn't see it or forgot, but tell us more. If you can, obviously. There we go. Pins go over there. That's a piece for MRSA right there. It's a non-Lego piece. Non-Lego. This just says Task Force. All right. All right. So anyway, yeah, I was on a call. The one call that I was supposed to be in the office for that they changed to just virtual because of the snow. And guys, I feel like I got like compliments after that call. Like, wow, you're so, like, you do so much and you do this, and I didn't even realize you did that. I didn't know how complicated your job was. Thank you for showing. And I'm just like, you know, that makes me feel pretty good. I don't know. Earbuds, how have you been? You want to answer? He's not on speaking terms with other robots. Not on speaking terms, specifically with Bebo. Ghost, hello, Ghost. Thanks for clocking in. How are you? Did I say hi to Mez, who clocked in 3 minutes ago? I hope so. Hi, Mez. Good morning and or afternoon. Or evening, actually, in Australia. Yeah, anyway, it's, Whoa. I have complicated feelings about the whole thing. I'm not as mad as some people are. Some people moved far away because they were told as long as the company's doing good, they're not going to change it. I'm hoping those people have, I think, the right to be angry, and I will support them in their anger. But gotta think about me and mine, you know? Not to be selfish, but, you know? My former uni is creating what is basically a DEI counselor position. Boo! I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Stop. Okay. On paper, I'm not qualified because I don't have an MA and no official experience, but I think I'm more than qualified and possibly one of the best picks in the country. Wow. Good night, Mez. You don't have to leave, but good night. That is interesting. So, do you have an in that's going to allow you to like overcome the no MA and no official experience? Sometimes that is all you need, you know? Well, that's cool. Probably a lot of stuff that we could all do that we're on paper we're not qualified for, but I bet we could be great at it, you know? So I mean, why not go for it, right? Okay. I'll get over the initial shock of like, you know, what is this going to do to the stream? We'll make changes, we'll adjust as we always do. You know, my first gut reaction was like, even though it was like 1 day a week and then 2 days a week eventually, my first gut reaction was, it's all over, gang. It's all over. I'm done. I was like, just as I kind of like, I feel like I'm hitting a good stride. Just as I made a big change, leaning into it a little bit more, being a little more intentional for what I'm doing, then it gets ripped away. And so there's a couple of days where I was a little Debbie Downer about it. But I've had some time to sit with it, so we'll see. Honestly, I've asked chat before and I've been thinking about it for so long that now I've become very confident in my capabilities. That's great. I mean, honestly, confidence is 90% of it, you know? I wish I had it. I've been dealing with lack of confidence my entire life, and I don't know if I'm just at the age now where it's just never going to change. I don't know. But maybe, maybe you're proof that it can change. It can get better. You can learn to believe in yourself. I don't even know what that means, though. You know, I should probably go to therapy. Sorry to make it about myself. Tell me more. That's cool, though. That's cool that you at least feel confident that you're like, I'm going to apply for this because I could do it. I could do this. I'm confident enough in myself that I'm going to show up in that interview, like, not thinking I feel like I'm an imposter, but that I actually have the capabilities to do this. That is powerful, you know? Believe in the you that I believe, that you believe, that I believe, that you believe. Okay, hold on. Ooh. My brain just broke. Believe in the you that I believe, that you believe, that I believe, that you believe in. Oh, this guy's talking about himself on the stream. Unsubscribe, Ghost. How dare I, right? How dare I? Don't do it, though, Ghost. Thank you. Ghost, how are you doing? How's the snow treating you guys? I finally got out yesterday after like several days inside, but I got to tell you, I was telling Ashley, like I was looking at, we did our little grocery order to kind of stock up on a few things for the weekend now that things are opening back up without trying to like go overboard because obviously the stores are trying to like recover now from a bunch of people clearing them out and then not being able to get anything for a few days. Excuse me. Dang. So I told, where was I going with this story? Oh, I told Ashley, I said, you know what was really nice? Like what? Like we've spent like no money. We spent like nothing the last 6 days. That was a big help to the old finances. So I was like, I don't know, maybe we should take this as a learning that like, maybe we should try to do some like, you know, that concept of like a no buy where you do like, you only try to buy the essentials and nothing beyond that. And I was like, there's just, you know, there wasn't gas we had to buy for the cars. There wasn't like, you know, you always go to a store and you end up buying a little more than what you went on the list, you know. I'll get the idea of like, ooh, I need this cord for the stream. I'm going to go buy that on Amazon and have it sent to me tomorrow morning. Like there's none of that because I'm like, I'm not going to make an Amazon driver go out in this. Who am I? I'm not Jeff Bezos. I'm not a monster. So I was just kind of like, we had stocked up on the essentials, so we didn't need anything extra. I was like, ooh, that's kind of nice. That was kind of nice for the old bank account there, you know? And make it sound like we spend a lot, but no, it's just like, you know, the amount that you spend when you're out and about, increases like that. And I told her, it's like, I'm not saying we're going to spend every weekend glued to the house and not doing anything, but it's just that extra focus of like not spending anything, like really, really helps, you know? There's an application round. If you pass that, you got all the candidates gather and present their ideas kind of an event. Oh, wow. So you'll be like in the room with other candidates. That's wild. That's interesting. You'll be able to look your competition in the eye and be like, you should do this. Do it. That'd be hilarious. Hi, Googlist. What is Googlist? This cold sucks and work dry. You got a cold too. Coleman has a cold. Oh, I wonder where Coleman got the cold from. Have you guys been smooching? Maids come today, so silver lining of the house smelling like Pine Sol and dreams. I love Pine Sol. I love Pine Sol. My mother-in-law's coming to clean today. She comes and cleans. Excuse me. Does like a deep clean for us, and we pay her for it so that, you know, she has a little extra spending money. So she comes and cleans for us like once a week. Gives her something to do, and I also love the smell of Pine Sol. And don't get me wrong, Ashley does a great job cleaning. She keeps a very tidy house. Just it gives her mom something to do, you know. Gives her a little extra money. Do we need it? Maybe not, but I'd rather pay her than pay anybody else, you know? Nothing wrong in paying for a maid service. I love a clean house. Love a clean house. Whoa. Okay. Clean my soul, clean my soul, clean my soul. OMG the pine. Which reminds me, you put a Pine Sol thing in the Discord, didn't you? And I haven't had a good opportunity to bring it up. Where was the latest Pine Sol one? Hold on. Where's the latest Pine Sol ad that we can watch? Oh no, you put a Buida. You put if your man doesn't refill the Buida, it's time for divorce. It wasn't Pine Sol, you're right. Never mind. You just been running yourself ragged, too busy. You gotta take a break. Take a break, or your body will make you take a break. Finally broke Zeke's Ruth Chris addiction. Buddy, we can't do lunch here every day. Yeah, that kid and his steak, you know, he's just like, I need a porterhouse and I need to make it sloppy. Please tell me somebody gets that reference. It sounds weird, and it is weird, but sometimes we go over to Terfani's and we just get sloppy steaks. That's when you take a cup of water and you pour it all over your steak and just get them all wet. Oh, I used to be a real piece of shit. But I'm not anymore. Please, somebody tell me. Somebody tell me that they get that. I love that shit. Oh, Ursa, you want something funny? I think you should leave. Thank you, Coleman. I think you should leave on Netflix. You might be able to watch it other places too, but it's so good. It is just, it's peak comedy to me. Just get them all sloppy. Slop them up. Can we get a couple of cups of water? It's like, don't make sloppy steaks. We're not going to make sloppy steaks. And then they do. Hello, Iron. Hello. Thanks for clocking in. How are you? How are you? Good morning. I think if I'll watch something funny, I'll turn to Spaceballs. Oh, dang it. I was hoping that the emo music would kick up right there. It didn't. I think you should leave in tires. You know, I got to admit, I'm not sure how I feel about Shane. What's his name? What's his last name? as like in general as a person, Tires is pretty funny. Yeah. I have complicated feelings. As most things, you know? As most things are in life are complicated, you know? Iron, what you up to? What you doing? How you be? There we go. I think you should leave. So, oh, also Ghost, if you like, I think you should leave. I really like. They had a show before that. I'm trying to think of where you can watch it now. I don't remember where it is now. It's on one of the streamers, one of them. The Detroiters? Why am I blanking on the name? He had like a 2-season like sitcom-esque thing with his friend, who was also in a lot of I Think You Should Leave. And it's so good. They run an ad agency together, and it's so good. Detroiters, right? It's weird. I feel like I've never said it out loud. Is that the name of it? Anyway, I gotta look it up. Yeah, we didn't do competitive puzzling, but I plan on it. I know that there's a lot to that, and that could probably be an entire stream where we talk about competitive puzzling. So it's still on the list. I need to be a little more organized about it, but yeah. I'll swatch. Oh, The Rehearsal is so great. I freaking love I like that guy too. I love The Rehearsal. I also liked his Nathan For You show before that. I love how The Rehearsal just gets more absurd every single episode. Am I caught up on the latest one? You know what? I don't. Did it? I think I watched them all. I'd have to double check if I watched all of the current one. Gosh, there's just too much. There's too much to watch. It's getting a little ridiculous. Yeah. I do also like The Rehearsal. I gotta find the name of this show now. I'm pretty sure it's. Why do I think Detroiters? Hang on. I think it's on Netflix. It's probably in my like continue watching because I go back to it like all the time.
Of hydration.
Thank you. I'll do that in just a moment here. I go back and forth between like I Think You Should Leave and let's see, where am I at? Yeah, Detroiters. I don't know why saying it out loud sounds weird, but it's also on Netflix. So I literally have continue watching for me is Detroiters and I Think You Should Leave. That's my two, like, I continue watching. Oh, there was one more. And then the other one is Arrested Development, you know? Can I show you this page? This probably is fine, right? And there's like a ton of stuff on my watch later, but there you go. There it is. It's great. Did I watch Archer? I did watch some of Archer. I watched like maybe, I don't know, half of it. My problem is if I binge watch a show, I get so burned out on it. And then I like stop watching and never go back to it. I almost need the weekly release stuff because that keeps me going. Pirate Eggs, let me get you a drink here. And Pirate Eggs is so good to see you. Hello, Egg. It's okay. Just wait 3 years and they'll reboot it like The Burbs and I'll die a little inside. Ugh. The Detroiters only had 2 seasons, but they are so good. And it's their basic, it's still their comedy. Like it's still the I Think You Should Leave style. It's just in like a story. But they still have like those absurd moments of like it's so good. It's just so good. We should do a watch party for Melania. What a piece of propaganda, man. I'm morbidly curious, but not that curious. Not curious enough. Not curious enough. There's just so much to freaking watch, guys. I'm getting a little overwhelmed. I'm a little getting a little depressy. What is depressy? what's that word? Upsetty spaghetti. But then there's one for depressing. Depressy. Anyway, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to stop talking. You heard tickets to Melania are hard to get? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? There's the modular. I'm getting a sequel. I don't know what you mean, Bebo. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, buddy? Well, we're slowly but surely making some progress here. I think I might be able to make a monocle, guys. Hold on. I think I just got the last piece I needed for the Lego coal. That doesn't make sense. Hold on. Where did I put those other ones? Ah, right here. Disgusting. Disgusting. The Melania movie's disgusting. You cannot tell me that's not just going to be a giant steaming pile of fellatio. You know, I had this thought I'd like to run by you guys, and Melania is a perfect example of it. So, like, what was I seeing? I saw something on TikTok, I think, in my limited time that I spend on there now, where I think sometimes, like, society, we as a society, we like give women, okay, this is going to sound really bad, but stick with me, okay? Sometimes we give them, like, it feels almost sexist to give them sort of a little pass on, like, maybe she's there against her will. But I almost feel like that's actually a form of, like, sexism to believe that, like, a woman can't be evil. Not because they're a woman, but just that they're capable of evil just as much as a man. Maybe not as much, but you know what I mean. I'll only do this with the Lego monocle. So I'm thinking about women in society lately. But I really do think it's like in some kind of weird like misogyny where we think she must be a prisoner of this man. She must be getting paid. She must be scared for her life. Or she's also a piece of she's also a bad person too. And she's capable of being a bad person too, you know? You know? Quite so. Huzzah. Wait, there was a Lego string that I had too that I could put on this. She's an adult for all intents and purposes, has her full agency. Exactly. Now, like, there can definitely be instances where women are being like coerced and forced into things that are against their will. But at a certain point, you have the agency to, like, you know, make a change in your life and stand up against, you know, fascism. But I don't think she wants to. I just remember early on that being the discourse about her is like, blink twice if you need help. Ha 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 ha. And it's like, oh, I was thinking about Erica Kirk. And I won't go too hard on her, even though I also think she's, you know, but like, you know, out of respect, I won't go too hard on her. But it's just like, I think she agreed with everything he was doing. You know, quite obviously she was like on board with it, right? Because she just picked up the torch and ran with it. So like, yeah, I mean, they're capable of this as well. It's just our default stance sometimes can be, which isn't always wrong, can be to be like, she must not agree with this. But we have to realize that, like, there are bad people out there who, regardless of their gender or gender expression, can be a bad person just as much as somebody else. And that's, you know, we'd all love to believe that she would be able to, like, expose him and, like, take him down because she knows his dark secrets. She probably does know his dark secrets, and she likes them, and she has a few of her own. That's probably more likely. I think my dog needs to go outside. Most women don't possess the equipment to be a dictator. Now, like, I can see the general idea that, like, you know, out of most of the toxic people in this world, There are a lot of them are men, but women are capable of that as well. To be a dictator, I see what you mean. Yeah, a dictator. Dictator. She was on the island. She knows what went down. She's probably happy he doesn't. I mean, I don't know about that last part. I couldn't speak to that, you know. Okay, I gotta let the dog out real quick. I will talk amongst yourselves. He wants to go pee. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Hello. Hercules, thanks for clocking in. How are you? On the evil woman subject, I have to add my 2 cents because I have a you-know-what. How many men are incarcerated and how many women are? Probably, I would bet it's more men. If I had to guess. I don't know what other tools there are, to be honest. We've seen the video. He tries to touch her hand and she smacks it. Sure. But I believe wholeheartedly she's an awful POS who needs to go with her husband. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that she's in love with the man and craves his touch, but she probably likes the power and the money. There you go, Pirate Eggs. You got it. Lars now is like, oh man. I should have got that. I'm doing good, Kirk. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah. In this moment here with you. I'm hanging on a moment here with you. Something hard I held on to. I'm standing here until you make me move. Hanging on a moment here with you. That's how I'm doing. Money, she has no power. Money is power. Let's be real, you know? The love of many. I'm gonna sue you for 11 bits. That's very specific. I read this as, would Ursa get away with it? Like, I think it's important. I think it's important for us to not also fall down the side of being like, because I think we should trust women, especially when it comes to like accusations and obviously trust but verify, right? We shouldn't jump to conclusions, but we should hear people out. But also understanding that they're all humans up and down the board, you know, and humans are complicated and sometimes evil and sometimes good. And I don't know. She just not look at things in that same light. I guess we all wish that like she was truly like a prisoner and that she would, and because of that, not that we wish she was a prisoner, but because of that, she'd be able to like break free and like, you know, like in a movie, take down her husband who has been torturing her whole life and finally release us from this hell, you know. And it's like, well, a lot of times life isn't like a movie, unfortunately, you know. She got more power than almost any other woman. I think that's probably pretty true. Does she have full control over the money? I don't know. It would be hard to tell that, you know. I would think that he probably gives her whatever she wants because she could, if she wanted to, she could take him down. Have you seen Why Women Kill? Ooh, no. I'm sure there's a very tight prenup in that relationship, I'm sure. So offing him would not be in her best interest. This one's broken. I got a broken peg there. I support the rights and wrongs of most women. Right or wrong? It just can get so easy to fall into the like, you know, I hear myself saying that and hear some bro come in here and be like, yeah, man, we shouldn't believe women. Women suck. And it's like, that's not my point. That's not my point. I watch so much true crime. Temig is worried. That's so true. I worry the same for Ashley sometimes. Ashley and her documentaries, her crime documentaries. Rest in peace, Ivana, who did not at all pass suspiciously. Not at all. That was completely on. It's fine. It's fine. And Epstein, you know, totally did that. He totally did that to himself in an empty cell when no one was watching and all the cameras broke. And the angle that they showed someone actually going into his cell, or at least into his cell block. But no, it didn't. Also redacted. God, I love Ashley. Can I move in? You guys are going to be such good friends. I know it. She's very much like a in-person kind of friend. She gets very shy about like reaching out to people. I totally understand that. But like when she knows you, like you're, you know, you, Ursa, and Ashley are all going to be like best buds. And Koro too. I can just tell. If I didn't think my wife would like you guys, I wouldn't hang out with you, you know? That's a big indicator for me. It's an important one. Would my wife like you? Because if my wife don't like you, I hate to say it, I don't like you. We're together on that, you know? Unfortunately for you. If she don't like you, I don't like you. But she rarely doesn't like people, so that's good. You know? She's gonna watch this later and be like, "Don't tell people that." Sorry. I want to sort this Lego because it'd be so much faster. I am very casually sorting through it. I am going for specific pieces. If I was doing this like off stream, I'd definitely be like a lot faster. And I do sometimes do it off stream as well. Flip the tables. Hello, Clumsy. Good morning. Let's flip some tables, guys. Let's be like Jesus up in here. Flipping tables? Come on, get off. I'm worried I'm going to snap this clear one for some reason. All right, brick separator. Thanks for clocking in, Clumsy. How are you doing? There we go. Oh, let's see. Where have we gone this morning? We talked about a whole range of stuff. Wow. I was trying to think of how we got to Melania. It was because of the Melania movie. When did Jesus flip a table? That's a great question. So Jesus entered the temple. I'm going to tell you it's Bible story time. No, it's actually a really good story because I think it tells a point that like a lot of American churches have lost. He entered the temple, AKA the church of the time, right? And there were these people called money changers in the temple, and they would basically like take your money for. And apologies if I'm not getting the history completely right here. I'm trying. But they would take money for their offerings and whatnot, right? They would be able to exchange things for offerings. So essentially, they were making a profit. They were taking a profit off of the act of worship, right? And Jesus got very mad at that. Oh, if he entered an American church, there'd be more than tables flipping over. I can tell you that much. Tables would be the least of your problems. But yeah, he drove them out. Like he flipped their tables over and he drove them out. I think one of the gospels says he does it with a whip. If I remember correctly, he does it with a whip, which is like, geez. And he drives the money changers out of the temple so that no one is saying basically that no one should be making a profit. You shouldn't be making a profit from the church. It shouldn't be a commercialized thing, right? Now, obviously, like churches are going to need money in order to have a building, in order to maintain upkeep, but that should not be something that you're profiting from, So I don't know. I think there's a really good message there that like, yeah, Jesus would not be happy with the vast majority of American churches today, I think. He was really big against like the people who were like hypocrites, right? And I like that. I kind of like that about that Jesus guy. That like he was like, listen, you guys are all so holy and righteous and holier than thou, and you're not taking care of people, and you're not forgiving people, you're not having grace, you're not taking care of the poor, you're not taking care of the immigrant. And he does specifically say immigrants, like people not from your country. Those were the people he was the maddest at. And I think we should return that energy. That should be the energy that we have as well. I think those are the kinds of people that do the most harm in our world, is the people who specifically are the things that Jesus said he hated. And yet here we are, 2,000 some odd years later, and we're still doing it. And we missed the point entirely. Jesus is a dirty commie. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He didn't have that political party and or ideology at the time, but definitely some type of socialist, freedom fighter, rebel. I mean, the government killed him, guys. They killed him because he was like, we should take care of people and love each other. And they're like, you need to die, sir. And also because other people said that he was God. Like other people were like putting that title on him, and the guy who wanted to be called God, Caesar, the government, they're like, no, we want to be called God, dang it. Not this guy. Well, let's just have him killed. Let's just kill him. Problem solved. We'll kill him and we'll be done with it. And that didn't end up well. That didn't end up going great for them. Because then that is basically how Christianity formed. From government oppression, Christianity was formed. And we have forgotten our roots of rebellion against the system, fighting the power. That is how this religion was formed. And then slowly over the years, they realized what a power this religion was. And so the Romans took the religion over and made it their own. They co-opted the religion, tarnished it, and that is how we are where we are today. Not just for the Roman Catholic Church, but like obviously like the Roman Catholic Church rose to power. Then we had all these splinter cells, Protestants and stuff like that, and Baptists and, the things I'm from. But it all kind of rose from the fact that the government tried to take the power of Christianity, and it kind of worked. He entered the table, fired his gun in the air. Listen up. That's Jesus with an edge right there. That was completely, the entire sentence, Jesus is a dirty commie, was completely censored. Clumsy at our Christian college. Listen, like, yeah. Splinter Cell is a game, not a religion. Silly Splinter Cell. Who was talking about Splinter Cell? I do like Splinter Cell though. What was the one that I played? I'm getting distracted, but I do like Splinter Cell. Don't edge Jesus. Oh man. But yeah. Anyway, Christianity was a rebellion against the man, against the empire, the evil empire. Then the evil empire saw how profitable it was to have that on their side and created their own religion, tarnished the whole thing, and here we are back again. Oh, we're talking about splinters of Christianity. Okay. The splinter cells of Christianity. I get you. And the only thing we can do now is be aware of that. And if we choose to be religious and follow that way, then we need to follow his actual words and what he actually said, and not the thousands of years of propaganda that have seeped into our religion. And that is hard, friends. That is hard. And that is your sermon for the day. I hope you enjoyed that. I haven't preached in a long time. I haven't preached in quite a while. Nor do I want to.
Credits will define. Pass the collection plate.
No, you don't have to do that. Oh no, Jesus is gonna come in here and start flipping this table. And where will all my Lego go? Jesus, that was my Lego. Why'd you do that? I gotta resort it all, and everybody in chat's gonna be mad about it. Oh man, Ambs, hello. Thank you so much, Kirk. You don't have to do that, but that was very funny, so thank you. Rosie Psalms be with you. I know it's Psalms, but I always like to say Psalms. What the hell? I like to think that you said, what the hell? What the hell, non? My Bible classes are supposed to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is my one day off from Jesus stuff. People are mad at Legos. No. If I had to do it all over again, it would be... I would personally also be mad. If Jesus came in and flipped this table, you know? It's such a shame that so few Christians actually follow the teachings of Christ. It boggles my mind. But when I explain it like I did there, you can kind of see like the nefarious plan that has been playing out for literally thousands of years. And like, I guess I should be a little more gracious to people who haven't seen it, you know? But when you do see it, it's really obvious what happened. It's really obvious. The narrative forms pretty clearly to me, but you have to be willing to. And I think that's the thing. It's like you have to be willing to be critical of your own religion and of your own beliefs, which means deconstructing a lot of those beliefs before you'll come to a point where you're open to like look at things critically. That's where it all starts, is if you're not willing to entertain the idea of I could be wrong, excuse me, and maybe go through a season of like unbelief or like falling away as I have, then you're never going to change. You're just going to perpetuate the same cycle like over and over and over, you know? You have my permission to use this stream as a source for your next paper. Better source than AI. Heck yeah. How many? Ooh, Clumsy. That's a great idea or a great question. I might have asked this before, but maybe it was early on in your college career. What is the vibe on AI in a Christian college? I'm very curious about that. Like, I'm wondering, like, do people use it a lot? Are they excited for it? Has it been banned from being used in your research or in your, heaven forbid, in your tests or anything like that? You know, I'm just really curious how like schools are gonna handle that, specifically Christian schools, because I don't know which way they will go. I don't know if they'll like fully embrace it or if they'll think it's the technology of the devil. I haven't decided yet. You know? But yeah, it's sad because like I would love to be able to like, there's nothing I can do and say to like convert people. That's not how it works, you know? But like, yeah, it's and I don't pretend to have everything figured out. And there are definitely still like issues that I have myself, but I think like having those issues is like a good and healthy thing. It's a good and healthy thing to have like skepticism and questioning things and understanding that like something that has been so meaningful to you and has been so important to you and good for the world in some ways could also be corrupted by, you know, evil powers, especially when it comes to like world powers, you know. And you can have a moment where you get very sad about that, and you think, wow, I've really wasted a good portion of my life, which but then you can choose once that kind of like settles down and you understand like that it is what it is. There's definitely a greater peace that comes over of like, listen, I don't have everything figured out. I don't ever pretend to, but like I'm seeing something out there. And then when you look at like, excuse me, historical Christianity and like early Christianity, I feel like they had it fairly figured out until the powers that be started kind of sprinkling in their own stuff on top of it. And I hate to say it, but that's some of the writings that come later where they start sprinkling that stuff in. Anyway, computers weren't in the Bible, so they're already a sin or something. Yeah, I could see some people thinking that. Yeah. My parents were never that way. My family wasn't quite. I don't know. It felt like a very different type of Christianity. I don't know. It has surprised me. I think that I was raised with this idea of like Jesus is compassion and Jesus is love and Jesus is understanding people and meeting them where they are, and generally like, I mean, I felt like I was taught to not be a jerk, like be nice. And sometimes honestly that has come back to kick me, because sometimes I think I'm too nice, you know? And I'm too forgiving. But like then to see like people who taught me that growing up now becoming just the most heinous, unloving, unkind, actual like bad people, or at least making excuses for the people who are being really bad, which I think in and of itself is bad, but I don't want to paint with such a broad brush that I'm saying that they're all like, you know, going to hell, because that's what they do. I don't do that stuff. I am not one to judge, but just seeing like, I thought that this was what the religion was about, and then it's like, oh, either something changed or I changed, or I don't know what changed, but like I can't be a part of that anymore. I can't be an evangelical Christian. I don't know what I am at this point, but I'm something. There's something there, but I don't know. I don't know. We all know conversion only happens at camps, right? Right? At conversion camps. Yeah, I've been to a couple of those. I got converted every time I went too. I became a new creation every time I went to a summer camp, and I never quite could understand why I always felt like I had to get resaved. You know? I never really understood that. And I think in the last like 10 years maybe, that has finally started to dissipate. But for most of my like childhood and adult life and young adult life, I was always like, I need to rededicate my life. I need to confess my sin. I need to do X. I need to do Y. And in order to be good with the man upstairs. Conversion camps are for queer kids, though. That, yeah, true. But I mean, we're all sinners, Lars. We all need to be converted. Thank God. It must be so hard for queer kids in religion. Everybody's so freaking interested in what you got going on when it's none of their business. Like, it's just so freaking weird how much attention they would put on that. It's just so weird. It's so weird. It takes so much effort to be hateful. I agree. Just imagine somebody's life who like jumps on Facebook every day and just absolutely complains again and again. Just this person's wrong here. Actually, he was reaching for his gun here. Actually, she was moving her car. And it's like the only response I have to these people, because they're supposed to be Christians, right? The only response I have to these people is like, put Jesus in the boots of that ICE agent. First off, he'd never be there. But second off, you think Jesus is pulling that trigger? You think Jesus Christ would pull that trigger? Like, really? And like, that should be all you have to say to a Christian is like, what do you really think Jesus would do in this moment? Jesus, who told Peter to put away his sword and like stop fighting. What do you think he would do in that scenario? Those people would be alive. Those people would be alive and well. And you know it. They know it. I'm getting a frog in my throat. Hang on. Jeez. Maybe I was getting passionate there. Something stuck in my throat. Hold on. This is why preachers have to drink so much water. Anyway. Like, that should be all we have to say to them, you know? Speaking tongues? In tongues? That sounded like you were speaking in tongues right there. No, I don't think I'll be doing that. No, I don't think I will. I actually never did. We weren't of the sect that spoke in tongues. We were close to it, but yeah. I do like how you spelled tongues, though. It works. It's the sin coming out. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I didn't mean for this to become a preaching thing this morning. This is all the stuff I wish I would say to, you know, if I could like collectively grasp the collar of a figurative collar of every Christian in the United States, that is what I'd want to say to them. It's like, what would Jesus do? Like, it was such a good, like, I know they commercialized it to death in like the 90s and 2000s, but like, it kind of is a really good rule of thumb, because you'll really notice a stark contrast between, you know, the words and actions of Jesus and the words and actions of literally everyone else in the Bible. And you'll do the little eyebrow thing and be like, that's odd. That's weird. Hi, Sword Bear. I am feeling a little zesty today. How you doing? Speaking of tragedies, let's talk about jazz. You know what? Just for that, we're going to move off of Carly Cosgrove and the Hot Mulligan playlist. Just for that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't see your AI response. Let me see that real quick. Hang on, I'll scroll back up. Okay. That is a little loud, actually. In my specific classes, art and gen ed, the students are more against it. In my required gen ed classes, students and teachers are more lax about it, besides my English teacher who said she tried to get us expelled if we tried to use AI. Heck yeah. Your art classes, art and non. Okay. So in the art and non-general education, the students are against it. Okay, that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, like, those are the people who are there to create art, and they're seeing this thing that is trying to create art too, and people just kind of lapping it up, you know? That makes sense. Okay. The English teacher said she'd get you expelled. That's awesome. Well, like, I think colleges probably need to make a rule. Like, whether they're for it or against it, it needs to be clear that, like, this is what you can use when it comes to generative stuff, and this is what you can't. And yeah, if you break that rule, bye-bye, you know? Guys, I'm going to keep this monocle around for whenever we get fancy. Whenever we have a nice fancy moment. And keep this around. Luce Magoots, thank you so much for clocking in. How are you doing? I think I see True Celt 5 minutes ago as well. I'm not sure if I said hello, but if I didn't, hi. How you doing? There's our fancy little monocle. Remind me to put that on when we're being fancy. When we're talking fancy. Oh, thank you for the clip. I hope everything should work this time. I have 2 VODs now. Sorty, you probably appreciate this. I have 2 VODs now that when they hit the Twitch VOD track and YouTube, they're completely muted. There's no audio at all for 2 entire streams because I didn't look at my mixer, and for some reason my mixer settings got reset. And I didn't look for like 2 whole streams until Ursa told me 6 times that it wasn't working. Yeah, like if you go back and look at like the last 2 days of VODs, they're just all muted. Which kind of sucks because I'm like, I felt like those are some good streams. But oh well, you know, those of you who are here, you got to experience it, and it's an experience no one else will ever have. It's unique. You know, Dark Torlin, hello. Hello. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for clocking in there. My heart broke with you with the audio lines rerouting. It wasn't the end of the world. If that had been like if that had been a Santanon stream or like a game of the stream or like one of those like event streams that I used to do, I would be heartbroken at that. It's okay. It's fine. But Ashley was trying to listen. She watches the VODs like after the fact.
I am not the bar.
Typically because she's sleeping right now.
78 gifted a tier 1 sub to SPOOKY_dear. They have given 5 gift subs in the channel.
SPOOY_dear. Hercules, thank you so much for that. That is so kind. That's so kind of you. I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for gifting that to Spooky Deer. It was but yeah, so she's like, hey, I've been having problems watching your videos. I forgot to tell her that it happened. So I've been having trouble. Is something wrong with my phone? And I'm like, no. I was like, oh wait, no. Yeah, sorry. The last 2 days have no audio. I was like, if you skip to the last like 10 minutes of yesterday's stream, you'll hear it. And so then she was just laughing. She's like, that's really funny. I'm like, yeah. Did you try to gaslight your wife too? No, I told her immediately. I just forgot to tell her before. And I should have remembered because I know she watches these after the fact. She's always watching, keeping an eye on you guys, making sure there's no silly business. She's one of my mods too, you know? She's one of my longest running mods. She and Vecnaminus are the longest running. With Ursa not too far behind. Very far behind. She's the only mod you listen to. I mean, nah, I'll listen to you. But I do listen to my wife. You know, it's a character flaw of mine. I just lie to women. Stop it. Don't be spreading these. I should sue. Jeez. I feel less ADHD. Thanks, Nan. Here's 10% of my check. Oh, you do? What is that like? ADHD is funny. It's funny. Now that I've been all medicated. I've been medicated. Sorry. Childish Gambino. Over medicated. Now that I've been on it for a little while, it is interesting because it never like, and I feel like Lars probably told me this, other people told me this, that like, it's not magic, which I understand, but like it never goes away. It never goes away. It's always like, my brain still works the same way. It's just kind of like, I'm happier about it. If that makes any sense at all. It's like it's made me more peaceful about how it works, you know? LG just got prescribed the R word. Not that one, the good one. Ritalin? Is that the one? Typical Twitch streamer goes to lawsuit us little guys once he hits big. I'm gonna sue you. That's it. That's all. I'm gonna be sue happy. You know, me and all my money and my lawyers. You know, Ritalin low dose to see if it helps. That's a good way to start. That's how we start, or how I started. Although we didn't go right to Ritalin. I wonder like what the protocol is for like when you would go to Ritalin versus when you go to everything else. You know, I'm taking all the art in the lawsuit. You know, honestly, you'd probably win. You'd win. You would definitely win your rights back to all the artwork. I don't think I have a chance on that one. I think the judge would probably side with you on that. But he'll tell you, quit telling people that he lies to women. You can have all the art. Stop slandering me. Even if you have proof. Famously litigious. Yeah, you know me and my love of confrontation. Where I literally throw up if I have to be mean to somebody. Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna be able to stand in court and be mad at you. Couldn't be me. Oh my gosh. I get so anxious about confrontation, guys. I hate it. And like when I don't know, especially when it's stupid stuff. I think about it too much. I overthink it. I underreact to it. I push it off way too long until the problem becomes worse because I waited so long. Yeah, I don't think I'm suing anybody. It would have to be pretty bad. Yeah, rhubarb. Yeah, that one. Well, good luck to her. I hope that the Ritalin helps her. I hope it helps her a lot. That is definitely not a Lego brick there. Anyway, well, it's already that time. It is really that time. We got a jet. I gotta go. I've gotten very little sorted today, but listen, I have so much fun.
It's a roundhouse kick
hanging out with you guys. Thank you for the roundhouse kick of hydration. I promise I'll get off these water bottles soon. I just was running out of time and I grabbed one. I'll try to get off the microplastics, you know. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I hope that today was fun. I had a lot of fun, and really, isn't that all that matters? All right, bye. Better up it to macroplastics. Yeah, I'm just gonna start actually eating They say we have like a credit card sized amount of microplastics in our system or something like that. And I'm like, that, I don't know. I haven't seen the science around that yet. I remain skeptical. Maybe I shouldn't be though. Always, if I could leave you with anything today, always be skeptical, you know? ABS. I used to take Ritalin, but I stopped last year. It was making me easily angry. That's a good reason to stop. It's a good one. Yeah, like I'm not on Ritalin, but I'm on what am I on? I'm not on it right now, if you can tell. What was I gonna say? I'm on the extended release. Adderall, thank you. Adderall XR. That's the one too, Swordberry. Yeah. And it honestly makes my anxiety a lot better. I'm actually not I'm not tired during the middle of the day. Yeah, like it has had a calming effect on me, which I've heard is kind of what you would expect for somebody with ADHD. I mean, it does make me concentrate. It does help me in serious moments where I've really needed it. Like generally kind of like I feel like I can breathe Just don't drink coffee if you're doing the meds, a meds day, or your blood becomes lightning. Well, no, I think my dose is low enough. Actually, you should message me, Sword Bear, so we don't have to dox yourself right now, your medical information. I'd love to know what milligram you're on, because I think mine is so low that I still have a morning coffee and it doesn't make me. I think early on, before I kind of got a little used to it, I could feel it, but now it's just like, yeah. But I had a little coffee. You think 25? Okay, yeah, I'm on 20, right? I just switched to 20. So okay, so we're around the same. Interesting. Yeah, I have been known to do some. You're on a 36. See, yeah, I've heard people going up to like 30s, 54s on tough days. Whew. You have a little bottle at your work desk? Me too. So I've been taking mine somewhere around the 9 o'clock hour now. It's kind of like when my morning meeting starts. It's kind of a good time to take it. And then I do have a 5 milligram booster for the evening / afternoon. So that I don't just like crash, you know. One cup won't kill you, but it is actually a health risk to keep caffeine count fairly low when you're doing meds. I've been sticking mostly to like 1 cup. I have some decaf too, that if I'm like, I really want coffee, I can switch to decaf, you know. Popped in Loots to sign. Clumsy needs a Patreon with a monthly wallpaper. That's a great idea. Draw something once a month, Clumsy, and then like release it on a Patreon for people to use. That's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool idea. Not, you know, I could put it on this screen each time, because I've been stopping to do the I've been stopping like the video over here because like it's been hitching the camera, and you'll notice like it doesn't really hitch when I'm not playing anything, as far as I can tell. You started doing tea on meds days, still got the hot bev ritual, but less caffeine. Exactly. Yeah. You drink 400 milligrams. I definitely am around the 100 probably. And it's early. So like I just finished this. I usually finish it by the end of the stream. And then in another hour and a half or so, I'll take the med. And then pretty much, I mean, outside of like maybe a DC, maybe a Coke Zero at some point, maybe. But then, yeah, like I try not to drink much coffee beyond that. If you have the time and weren't so lazy, I'd totally do it. It's a really good idea. Like make little scenes, kind of like the Lo-Fi Girl scenes. It's a nice idea. I mean, you got school though, so like obviously focus on that. But when you're done with that, consider it. You know, in 4 years. I'm sure I take over 1 gram a day at this point of caffeine. Ooh. There are a few times taking the med late and that caffeine crashed at 3 a.m. I have yet to have it affect my sleep, which I'm very happy about. I told my doctor that's the one thing I'm most concerned about, is like I do not want to like ruin my sleep schedule, because I need to be up early. Like I need to go to bed on time. I need to be able to sleep. If I don't get my sleep, I'm a monster. You know? All right. I should probably go. Yeah, for caffeine. So it's 1,000 milligrams then, huh? That's got to be like 5, 6, 7 cups of coffee, right? I guess depending on if you're having like energy drinks can get you there real quick, you know? I try not to do any energy drinks anymore, which is nice. I haven't needed them. Usually I would need them in like, in the afternoon, but like I don't need them now, which is really, really nice. Not that they aren't delicious, but I don't really have the time or the space to take an energy drink now, you know? Unless I'm out. Maybe if I'm out. When I'm done with school now, Disney and DreamWorks will be at my feet begging me to work for them. Heck yeah, let's go. You know what? I like it. I like the confidence. Nana's here leading his flock. We just finished praying at the altar, made a brick, and ready to journey outward too. I like that. Thank you so much, Ursa. What would I do without you? What would I do without you? No raid message. I have 2 or 3 coffees a day, but also I have caffeine tablets. Oh, wow. Okay. Have you thought, Pirate Eggs, about like talking to a doctor? Because something like an ADHD med might help you more than the caffeine. If you're feeling like you have to have the caffeine, you know, you get anxious when you're doing meds and caffeine. Then I get exhausted and feverish by the end of the day. So just don't mix the two. I get that. Try to take my meds before noonish. Else I'm up till 2. Wow. Huh. Man, it hasn't affected my sleep yet. I'm interested in why that is. Anyway, guys, tomorrow is Friday. Let's go say hi to Loots Magoots. You guys have a wonderful Thursday. I'll see you here tomorrow. Same time, same place, same non. Have a good one.